introduce ourselves. My name is Mark. Here we have
Lorenzo Powell.
Marty Chima.
All right. And what are you guys? What do you guys do?
Go ahead.
We do boxing. We don't do boxing. This is our passion. You know, I started boxing July 1st of 2014. I always boxed with Coach Marty. Before boxing, I had did basketball and football. Basically all my life growing up since I was about probably 5, still, you know, like a baby. Mm-hmm. And I always just wanted to be out there. You know, like I said, that was my passion before boxing. Yeah. So, you know, my brother was a couple years older than me, 4 or 5 years older than me. I used to be out there with his basketball teams and his football teams, and I like try to keep up with them. And then, you know, as myself on my own team, my team always wanted to put all the pressure on me, no matter if I was sick, injured. They always like, we need you in the game. Yeah. So I kind of just got tired of like all the pressure being on me. So I wanted to switch and transition into something to where it's like, I know nobody can rely on me. Because at the end of the day, yeah, me and Coach have each other, but at the end of the day, it's just us in the ring. It's just me and my opponent. Yeah. So absolutely. That's what got me into boxing.
So you have the, I guess, nickname or stage name, whatever you want to call it, Golden One. Yes, Where did that come from?
It actually came from Coach. So my first nickname was Money Man. Growing up, I don't know, I just was in love with money. You know, Floyd Mayweather
I didn't like that.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was Money May, and Coach was like, nah, you know, when you get a little older, we got to change that. So we ran with it for a few years, and then we was like, okay, let's change it. And then we was playing around with some other ones, and then Coach had said Golden One, and I was like, yeah, that's right, because there's Golden Boy. Yeah. What other Golden Ones is there?
Golden Child.
Golden Child and stuff. So we was like, nobody has Golden One. So it was like, why not run with that?
What do you guys think it means to you? I know, like, I want to hear from you, Coach, too. Like, what does Golden One represent?
Represents Lorenzo, but to me, golden is like I asked him a question a few months ago. I go, what's our relationship? Gold or diamond? And he said diamond. I said no. I go, a diamond, yeah, it's hard to destruct or whatever, but if it does break or chip, it's unfixable. You fix it, you're always going to be able to tell, right? Yeah. With gold, it don't matter what happens to it. It can
get chipped,
destroyed. You can turn it into a million pieces. You melt that back down, redo what it was, and it goes right back to what it was, right? Nice. Nobody will ever be able to tell that was damaged. That's our relationship. Not that it's ever been damaged, but it's not always all fun and games. This is boxing. I have to get on him. I have to ride him hard to push him, to take him to another level. It's not that I'm mad at him. That's just what this sport takes and what it is.
Yeah, through all the trials.
Through all the trials, yeah, all the hard work, all the injuries that he had, you know. We were, for a year and a half, we didn't have no fights. No fights, probably 2 years altogether from injuries, but the kid kept coming in, kept working, and that just built us stronger and stronger and stronger, the bond between us. Yeah. So Golden One, you know, can't be destroyed.
That's right. And like what he was saying, basically, going back to what he was saying was, like, it's not always fun and games. Like, he gets on me, he rides me, but what makes his job easier for that is I don't get in my feelings about it. I don't I don't take it to heart. I know that's only making me better in the long run. So that's just making it easier for both of us.
So. Yeah, still golden.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I like that because it also still kind of works with the Money Man.
Yeah,
thing, you know? It's still there. It's still got value.
I know where he got that from, Money Man. Oh, I didn't like that from day one.
That's funny. So I want to kind of get into how you guys met. When did that all start? And maybe let's start with when did you first get into boxing?
So
when did you meet Marty, and how did that relationship start?
So I got into boxing at the age of 11, actually 11 and a half. Okay. And some of my teammates had already boxed for Coach Marty, few of them, 2 or 3. And but they never like mentioned nothing to me, so I never knew boxing, never thought I would ever step foot in a boxing gym.
I didn't know you could box that young.
Yeah.
I thought
no, you can start fighting at 8.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
You can start fighting at 8. But going back to what I was saying, like some of them had already boxed previous to playing football. They was just coming in to get in shape and in condition. So one day I asked them, like, is it okay if I go to the gym with you guys? And they was like, yeah, just fine. Just ask your parents. Then I asked my parents. They said it was fine. But they didn't have plans for me to go and join. They just had plans for me to come with them just to watch.
Out, yeah.
But as soon as I walked through the door, I wanted to box. I didn't even know if I could fight. I didn't know if I could protect myself. I didn't know if I had a bone in me.
Yeah.
You know nothing about
Yeah,
boxing.
exactly. I didn't know if I had a
Nothing.
mean bone in me to even fight. But it was just like the feeling I had in my body when I walked through. And then I talked to coach. He sat me down. I thought I was gonna actually start boxing, and I thought I was gonna learn the first day. He sat me down like, "Nah, you just here to watch." And then I told him I wanted to quit football and basketball. And mind you, at the time I was in love with football and basketball. That's all I knew. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a shot. If you're serious, bring your parents back the next day." And I brought them back the very next day. And then from there, I quit football and basketball. And they tried to bribe me back. They try to give me Jordans, $100 every game. What 11-and-a-half-year-old won't take that? But it's like that. You couldn't bribe me back into it. I knew what I wanted to do now, just the way I felt when I walked into the gym.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it is.
That's how you know that's what you want.
Yeah,
That's your
exactly.
passion. Like nothing
For
else
sure.
will matter.
For sure.
That's awesome. So how did you meet Marty? Was
So
that at that gym?
It was at that gym. Yeah, he was the coach. He was. It was a few other coaches there, but he was the main coach.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I walked through, and he said he also noticed when I walked through that, okay, this kid's gonna be special.
Yeah.
So
Day one.
Let's talk about that. When did you know that Lorenzo had something?
Day one, I had already heard about him. I mean, day one, the second day actually. The first day he just walked in, told him, "Hey, you got to sit down and watch, and if you want to come in and join, you come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bring your parents." And he asked me, "Oh, how do I sign up to box?" I said, "No, you guys are just here. The football team is just here for conditioning. It's right before football season, right?" Next day he came back with both of his parents. And I'm like, "Oh, wow." And I think the paperwork.
Yeah, paperwork.
They gave him paperwork,
Yeah.
like a waiver. And he came back, both his parents are there. I go, "Okay." He goes, I'm here to sign up."
Yeah.
So I talked to his mom and dad, and they didn't, and this kid was a star in football and basketball, right? AAU and the star of football. And parents come in, they go, "Yeah, he wants to box. He hasn't stopped talking about it since yesterday, I'm like, "Okay." I go, so he's 11 and a half. And I asked him why boxing, and that's what he told me. He goes, "It's all on me. I don't have to carry a team. It's all on me." I was like, "You notice that?" He goes, "Oh yeah, in that ring, it's just me." I was like, "Okay." So, boom, signed him up, started him that day, and there was another coach in there that was helping me, and me and him looked at each other, and just from him, just first day, just not even knowing anything about boxing, didn't even know what a jab was. And, I showed him the balance, the footwork, and just picking things up. And about an hour into training him, me and the other coach looked at each other, and then we came and we talked. We were on the other side of the ring, we talked. I was like, "Wow, this kid's just natural, just special." You can just feel his energy.
Yeah.
And smart. And that was it. I knew right then.
Yeah, because some people they think they can throw a punch, but they're not actually throwing it how they should be, right?
A lot of people actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figure. That's probably me. We'll try it out later today.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so how old are you now?
I'm 20.
20.
Yes, sir.
And you've been boxing how long?
A little over 8 years. July 1st, 2022 was 8 years, so a little over 8 years.
Okay. And so what kind of events have you been in, and what have you guys been doing for these past 8 years?
So like what majority of the, I would say 85% of the people do is so once you get 10 fights, you got to go open. Basically, what is open is the opposite from novice. So novice, you fight people with the same amount of fights or lower. So it has to be 10 fights or lower.
Yeah.
But we turn open at 5 fights, which you can do. So at 5 fights, we end up going to, I think it was the Silver Gloves, right? And our 10th fight, we was competing in nationals. A lot of people don't go to nationals until 50, 60 fights in.
Yeah.
Some people don't go to nationals at all.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to my first nationals in Salt Lake City, Utah, 2017, and I won it.
How old were you then?
I was, how old was I?
15.
15, yeah. And I had beat a 4-time national champ, 6-time national champ. But the thing about that tournament that surprised me the most, like that was my first tournament, so I'm going in. I fought before, but I'm like, okay, this is a higher stage, of course. But I'm like, okay, it's the same thing because it's just with different kids. But I didn't know I was fighting to be number 1 in the U.S. And coach didn't tell me because he didn't want that pressure on me mentally. But then so we won the first day, came back, made weight, won the second day. It was the semifinals. And then we knew we was in the finals with another tough kid, like I said, 6-time national champ who's been there a lot of times before. And after the fight, we got the decision, and coach told me, "Kid, you're number 1 in the U.S." I said, "Wait, me? I'm like number 1 in the U.S.?
You had no idea.
I had no idea.
He had, I didn't tell him. He had no idea what was on the line, what it was for. He just thought it was just, I'm boxing. I'm doing what I love to do.
Yeah,
That's it.
thought it was just another fight. But after the fight, I seen a belt come to the ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I see a belt. I'm like, but I thought, okay, that was just,
Yeah.
some local shows, one-day shows have belts. So I was like, okay, maybe that's just what it is instead of a trophy. But then when he told me when I got outside the ring and people was coming up to me like, it was like, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And then I knew I just had to work that much harder now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, with that, he got on Team USA. He got to, go to Colorado Springs Olympic Training Center and all that. So it was big.
Yeah.
That was a big, like, proving yourself moment.
For sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. How would you describe yourself? What style of boxer are you? You got the defensive, the quick power hitters. Like, how would you describe yourself? And maybe Marty, you can also let us know.
I would describe myself, or I would describe us as a team in many different ways. Like I wouldn't say it's just one set style. I can, like a lot of people see me, he's tall, he's long, go forward, pressure him. We can fight off the back foot. We can go left and right lateral movement. We can get aggressive. We can get flashy. So we can do
adaptable.
Yeah, we can do it all.
Yeah.
He's versatile in
He
there.
can go
So.
right-handed, southpaw.
Yeah, southpaw.
He can do it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. And there's still stuff that we're working on every day. And that's the one thing I've always instilled in him, and you never know it all. You got to keep a open mind and grow every day. And that's what we're doing. That's why we just love this and have fun with this, and no matter what we're doing. Like he could be running and he still enjoys it the same as if he was sparring or fighting or doing mitts or whatever it is, speed bag, whatever it is.
Yeah. You do a lot of training?
Yeah.
What's that look like day to day?
We switch it up every day. Like yesterday we went to the Sand Hills, then we came here, and then we left for a couple hours, and then we came back here at nighttime.
So multiple times a day?
Yeah, always multiple times a day.
This is your full-time thing at this point?
Yeah, I don't have a job. This is my job basically.
Wow.
Like, this is what I love. This is my passion.
Back in like 2017, before the Nationals that he had just told you about, I think right before that, I had fighters and they were kind of falling off, doing their own thing, whatever, girlfriend, job, they want to party, whatever it was, and they had started to disappear. There's probably like 7 of us. And one by one, they were leaving, and then there was maybe 4 of us left. And Lorenzo tells me, he goes, Coach, it's just going to end up being you and me. And he's 14, 15 years old, and I'm like, I already knew. I could see
Me
it.
too. I already seen it, yeah.
Yeah, the work ethic and the discipline. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, these guys don't want it as bad as I want it. So then, sure enough, that happened. It started happening. Then in 2017, like late, right before Nationals, or right after Nationals, or before, I think I asked him too. And after, we had a sit down where, Lorenzo, what do you want to do? Because it was just me and Lorenzo. If it wasn't for this kid, I wouldn't be in boxing right now. That would have been it for me. I wasn't going to build another kid from the ground up. Yeah. So then me and Lorenzo, we went out to eat, and I asked him, Lorenzo, what do you want to do with boxing? He was all, Coach, I love this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to go to, he had good grades. He got all kinds of offers from all kinds of schools. 3.8 average, and I don't want to go to school. This is what I want to do. So I go, okay, well, I've always driven truck. I've had my commercial driver's license, and that's what I've always wanted to do, is own my own truck. And I go, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside. Yeah. This is plan A. This is, I'm going to give it everything I got. But basically, kid, I'm putting my life in your hands. It don't matter. Say like right now, I tell them, we stopped today. Just say we stopped today, great. We had a great run, no regrets. Because for them 8 years, you gave me every ounce of you, right? And I gave you every ounce of me, great. But if we take it and we go all the way to the top, hey, great. But that's what he told me, I'm not quitting. This is what I'm gonna do, there is no plan B. So I told him, okay, I'm gonna basically put my life in your hands. And he told me the same, I'm gonna put my trust and my life in your hands, and here we are.
It's working out.
Yeah, it's working out. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wanna ask, I want to kind of get in your mindset before a fight. You're about to enter the ring. How are you feeling mentally? What is on your mind? What are you thinking? Or what do you do to prepare yourself for that?
I basically just go over a game plan, but like a lot of people see me, like I said, you seem like, even like any of you guys that see me right now, that's a calm kid. You wouldn't even,
I was going to say, you're very laid back.
Yeah, you wouldn't know I'm not beat up, you know, nice looking guy still. So you would think like, okay,
he's pretty.
Yeah, you would think like, okay, he's just a regular kid. But like that's even at the tournaments. Like I'm calm before the fights. Like even when it's people I didn't already fought before. Like I don't need to mean mug you and try to mad dog you. I'm calm. I'm laid back. Cause I know, like I said, when I get in that ring, I know the purpose. I know what I'm in there for. But when I get in that ring, it's like a switch turns on. Like I'm the greatest man alive. You in that ring with me, you don't even belong in there with me.
Right.
So yeah, when I'm in that ring, it's like it's different. It's different. Like you gotta get out and move up. You gotta do something because you don't belong in there with me.
Does it turn off right when you're done?
Yeah, I mean, not really. It stays on for a little
Sometimes
bit.
I gotta turn it off
Yeah,
outside.
sometimes it stays on for a little bit, you know. Sometimes it turns off in the ring, like if we're up, like so it's 3 rounds. How they score it is it's 5 judges, and they can score it 3-2. That means a close round. 4-1. That's okay. You got the lead a little bit, or 5-0 to where all judges gave you that round. So we done been in fights where we got 5-0, 5-0. So the 3rd round, we already know. Coach will tell me, hey, just go box. You don't gotta get aggressive. You don't gotta go in there and be mean.
Don't get hit.
Yeah,
Just
don't
go
get hit.
win the
just
round,
move around
and
box.
we got another fight
So sometimes
tomorrow.
I done turn the switch off and just have fun in there 3rd round. So you know, sometimes it turns off in there, but like when I step in the ring, it's like you don't. Whoever's in that other corner from me, I know what I got to do to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was actually another question I had is, in the middle of a fight, do you know sometimes like I'm winning this or I'm already losing this?
Yeah,
Or like,
yeah, for sure. You can tell, for
Yeah.
sure. Especially how long we've been doing it. Yeah, you could definitely tell if it's a close fight, if you need to pick it up. If you're destroying a guy, just not lay back on him
But
to
just-
where it makes it close, but like
Yeah.
because what you do is depend on how many guys are in your bracket. You have to fight every day.
Right.
So why use that much more energy today when you can save it for the next fight?
better not to risk it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, plans for the future. If I understand, you have one more national fight
Yes,
coming
sir.
up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And is that just is that like a tournament? Is that what's going on? With that?
It's a national. It's a USA
Full
boxing
on.
national, full on national. We'll be fighting at 132 pounds. He has a full bracket. We fly out December 2nd, Lubbock, Texas.
And
Tournaments from December 5th to the 10th.
okay, we'll be watching.
Yeah.
And
sure.
what's happening after that? Going pro?
Yeah, pretty much. This will probably be the last tournament, and then we sit down with our team and build the team up. But right now we're just focused on this tournament. You know, we got to go and look good and perform and win it. But pros pretty soon, right around the corner.
Yeah. And weight class, sticking with what you know, with what you got
For the nationals?
for
the
the
pros.
pros.
Yeah, he's real disciplined on that. So probably 126.
Yeah, featherweight.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, let's say you're pro, you're going through it. Who would you most want to fight? Who's you're looking up that this is the fight I want?
Anybody, bring the best.
Anybody and everybody.
Anybody, yes sir.
Okay. All right.
See, that's the thing going kind of on that question is in the amateurs,
Yeah.
you're bracketed. You don't know who
you
you're
don't
going to
get to-
fight. You don't
Yeah.
know when, and you're fighting the best, especially the deeper into the bracket you go, the tournament you go, you're fighting the best. And when I spar him with current world champions, future world champions, past world champions.
Wow.
I've never sparred him to where he's up here and the other kid's here. I've always sparred him where the other guys are better. That's what makes him elevate and grow. So when you're trained like that, and you're 95% of his fights are at USA Nationals against the best kids in the country, and you're sparring these guys that are world champions that are coming to you, and world-class coaches telling you, kid, you're going to be a world champion. Kid, you're great. You're great. You're only amateur, and they can't believe it. So when you go into the pros and you start working your way up, you're not ducking nobody. You want to fight the best, right? You want to fight the best to show that, hey, I put in my work. I put in my dues all these years, and now I'm here to fight the best.
Okay. So let me ask you about humbled lifestyle. I'd say you're a pretty humble guy from what I know. What does that mean to you? Why is that important to live humbly?
What it mean, like I say all the time, it's a lifestyle, but it's a humble one. Yeah. Look at, I can say different fighters, NBA players, whatever your profession is. Whenever you humble and you're good at something, you just stand out that much more. But as soon as you start being cocky, you get a chip on your shoulder, that's when you start turning arrogant. That's when you start thinking you're too good and you put in less hours, you stop working hard, and then you suddenly start to fall down the ladder. So like that, I live by that. Like that's one I think my greatest aspects. Like a lot of people tell me like you're humble. Like no matter how big I ever get, I know I'm humble. I tell coach all the time like if I don't report to people as like my fans. Like I don't believe in fans because I'm equal just like you're equal. You're equal just like I'm equal. A fan to me is like somebody less below you. Yeah. So I feel like that's one thing like about me being humble. Like I could be a world champ, undisputed champ. I'm not gonna respond to you as like, oh yeah, this is my fan. I'm gonna respond to you as you're my supporter. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta live a lifestyle, but you gotta live a humble.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it's also the idea that you always have room to grow.
For sure.
You always have something to strive for. Like you were saying, he's always fighting someone or sparring with someone better or champion, all that. So you're always growing. You're not getting complacent. You're not like just,
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
we do, like earlier you had asked kind of, what's our training like? That's the thing. He's only been boxing 8.5 years or a little under 8.5 years. But like Kobe said, the time we've put in, we come in the morning, then we go run, then we're here in the evening. We're in here in the gym 5-6 hours a day compared to guys that are only training an hour and a half. And then once they walk out them doors, boxing's behind them. This is his lifestyle. It's 24 hours a day, this boxing.
And we've been doing that since day one.
And that's how it has to be. This sport is very, very, if you cut corners or you cheated or whatever, it'll expose you. It'll expose you in that ring, it'll expose you, So, yeah, he's put in a lot of work to be where he's at,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to we'll go over some questions that are more just a little more laid back, just kind of get to know what kind of guy you are, things like that. Let's say world champion fight for the belt. What color trunks are you wearing?
White and gold.
White and gold? You going like tassels on it or anything
I'm thinking,
like that?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, or
Yeah?
split. Coach don't really like the splits, but like the splits, like where it's in the front and it's in the back, and like,
Like the
it's
gladiator
open.
type?
Yeah,
Not a fan of those.
something like that, or like with the tassel on it, or something probably that's just simple, but it stands out.
Okay. But I think the golden makes sense,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
All right. When you're flying to nationals, what drink do you order on the plane?
Water.
Water only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Discipline.
So diet is also real
yeah,
discipline.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these fighters, they try to like so me, like how Coach was telling you earlier, I've been fighting at the same weight since 2017. A lot of people come up to me like, how you still making the same weight you was making 5 years ago? Like that's almost unheard of. But it's just discipline.
Yeah, there's no
like
way
I said,
I'm not staying the same weight every year.
Like a lot of people, they like a lot of fighters, they like to try to be disciplined right before the tournament. How's that gonna work? So we've been like every tournament, every fight, we diet 2.5, 3 months out. So that's just what like Coach talks to me all the time about that 1%. Whatever you could do, even if it helps you 1%, it's gonna show. Whether it's in the ring, out the ring.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's what we talk about. So
Every
I think
little
that,
bit matters.
yeah, exactly. So like that discipline, that's part of that 1%.
I think that's a really difficult thing. Even just in day-to-day lives, not even boxing, just
For sure.
discipline with everything in
Yeah,
life.
for
you know?
sure.
It's rare to find, and it's hard to find people that'll stay committed to
exactly, hard to
that
keep,
discipline.
for sure.
Right. So, my bathroom scale batteries ran out like a year ago. At this point, I'm afraid to change them. So maybe I'll need to get some pointers from you. What are your top 3 favorite movies?
Movies?
Yeah. Or what do you like to do for fun? I mean, obviously boxing, right? But do you have like?
I like to run and sit in the sauna. Like I have a portable
Sauna?
sauna. Yeah, I like to sit in there and just sweat all day. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and run.
Yeah, I'm Ukrainian, so we got crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all
Yeah, like I always been like a home person. Like me and my brother, that's one thing we have in common. Like when we go outside, we're not really in our comfort zone. Like not like we're afraid to be outside or nothing. It's just like I don't like being around a lot of people.
It's more introverted.
Antisocial, yeah. So I like being in the house. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies.
No.
Yeah, no, not really.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals for your first year pro that you're looking to achieve?
By the end of the year, I want to be 5-0, 6-0.
506.
Yeah, looking great, looking sharp, getting all my opponents out of there. So that's my goal.
Yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What kind of goals you got for first year pro?
Oh yeah, same. I'll be 5-6 fights, and he comes out healthy out of all of them and grow off each fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just excited for it. Excited for it.
Have you ever had any like big trials or big injuries you've had to deal with?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. But I never missed a gym. Even injuries, being sick. Coach tried to not kick me out the gym, but he tried to stay home, get
Kick
better.
him out.
Yeah, try to stay home, get better. Nah, I'll get better in here. I'll sweat in here, and yeah. But even injuries like hamstring, muscle tendons. What else I didn't have?
Your shoulder,
my
your
elbow.
knuckle.
I don't believe in missing the gym. Like a lot of people also tell me, you need to take a break. Like you work too hard. Like, a lot of people call us crazy. People within boxing. Well, we know what it takes. So if we got to get a little crazy, we'll get a little crazy. Like driving to LA every Friday to go down and spar and turn right around, coming to Vegas or, whatever we got to do. Or being in the gym 10, 12 at night. We got to get a little crazy. That's what we got to do.
Well, that's what it takes to be number one.
Exactly.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to
Thank you,
that
Mark. Yep.
that pro run and
For
see
sure.
how your fights are coming out. And we'll be watching December.
December
through the
5th
10th.
through the 10th.
5th through the 10th.
It'll be live stream
Yeah.
on YouTube, USA Boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humbled Lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Shout out Humble Lifestyle.
All right, thank you for joining us. This has been Marty, Coach Marty, Lorenzo, AKA Golden One.
Yes, sir.
I'm Mark, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Check it out.